There we
Oh,
go.
that's another thing. Mateo,
Yeah, what about it?
could you do me a favor?
Yeah?
Could you tell Joe Piscopo I tell him to go fuck himself?
What happened? What happened?
Because again, I called him.
Yeah.
One of the greatest conversations ever. Probably, in all seriousness, probably the best conversation I ever had in my life. I called Joe Piscopo. And then as I'm about to hang up, he goes, Greg, do me a favor. Don't be late Monday. I'm like, what do you mean by that? And he's like, you're gonna come by my house in New Jersey and clean the sewers in the neighborhood. And I'm like, who do you think I am? He's like, you're the sewer guy, no? And I was like, Joe, I'm asking you to do my podcast. And he's like, oh, no, I don't want to do that.
He's like, the sewer guy has a podcast now?
He's like, it's just three guys. We have a conversation, a few laughs. We laugh our fucking balls off. He's like, I have no interest in doing that.
Okay.
And I was like, you can come on. We can talk bodybuilding. He's like, I'm not into bodybuilding anymore. I have old man tits. That's what he said.
I'm so sorry that happened.
And I didn't want to tell him to go fuck himself.
Wow.
I thought you would want him because my father said he was at a meeting with him recently with a bunch of guys for like a fundraiser. So that's how I got his number. And I said, oh, you got his number? And I gave it to you.
He was telling me about that meeting too.
What did he say?
He said the butcher brought in Capizal.
What did he say?
He's like, the butcher brought in Capizal.
I'm not familiar. Maybe. My father knows a lot of people.
That's what he told me about the meeting. But I thought I had one of the greatest conversations of my life. And now this guy wants me to go over to fucking Bayonne and clean his stuff. And
I'm so sorry about that.
I'm not even a fan of Joe Piscopo.
Oh, I thought you were.
No, not at all. And he was convincing me that I should have been a fan this entire time.
Oh my God.
Until he asked me to do something ridiculous for him. And here's another thing about Joe Piscopo. He's very cheap. He wanted me to work below the minimum wage. He wanted to give me $10 an hour to clean his fucking sewers.
Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You had to negotiate because the initial offer was $8.50 an hour.
Yeah.
Greg was like, I won't do it anything less than $10 an hour.
I do apologize for that. I didn't think it was going to go so sour.
To clean your fucking sewer. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll clean your fucking sewer, Joe. And a kick in the ass. Then, here's the best part. He's like, and then when you're done cleaning the sewer, come in the house. My wife will make the raviolis. And I'm like, Joe, after working a hard day, I'm not going to your house and eating raviolis with the enemy, your wife.
So sorry. Oh my God.
He's like, you come by, I'll show you old pictures of my bodybuilding.
I do apologize for this inconvenience.
He's like, I got home videos. We could sit down, we laugh. And by the way, on the phone with him, of course he had to drop names. He was like, Eddie. He's like, Eddie used to clean the sewers. I told Jim, I was like, Jim, you got to get in the sewer business.
Jim who? Jim who?
James Brown. We called him Jim Brown for some reason. Yeah.
Wasn't he talking about Dan Aykroyd, but he kept saying Danny Aykroyd?
Yeah.
He kept saying, I know Danny Aykroyd a long time.
He's like, before I became a comedian, I was already a big fan of Danny Aykroyd. And I went up to Danny and I said, Danny, baby, you inspired me to become a great comedian. Know what he told him?
What?
Tell him.
He said, go choke on a sandwich, Piscopo.
Okay. I feel really guilty. I wasn't thinking any of that would happen. My father's at a meeting with him, like at a dinner. He gave him his number. He said that was his agent.
I don't blame you, Mateo.
Yeah. I don't
blame Joe Piscopo mistaking me for some sort of scumbag who cleans sewers.
That went sour so unexpectedly.
I don't know why. I don't know what gave him the impression that I was a sewer cleaner when I
a gutter cleaner, basically.
Gutter cleaner. Yeah, I don't know what gave him that, but I spoke to him and literally I'm on the phone thinking this is top 5 greatest conversations in my life. I've had great conversations too.
Yeah.
On air.
Greg, how long into the conversation did you start to think that this is one of the special ones?
Fucking seconds in. Once he was like, hello, this is Joe, baby. I was like seconds in. Then minutes in, I'm like, I even said to him, confirmation, without any context. And know what he told me? He's like, my confirmation was great, baby.
That's all he said?
Yeah. And I was like, let's talk. Let's talk about God, Joe. And he's like, well, I'm a man of faith. I'm a man of faith. I was like, that Joe, this is going to be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
I remember him saying, I heard the conversation when after you said that. He said, I like that. I like that a lot, Greg.
Yeah.
And you guys continue to talk about religion.
Yeah. And then after that whole wonderful conversation, a wonderful back and forth, he's like, come over Monday, 8 a.m. and I'm ready to clean my fucking sewer. And
your gutter, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, gutter. Yeah. And I was like, Joe, that's not what I'm here for. And he's like, well, listen, he's like, you got to create a path on your own, buddy. And then I was like, all right, so anyway, this Monday I could go over to Joe Piscopo's house.